If you're not 6'8", you could forget about women approaching you in person. Except I'm only 5'8", and women approach me in person more than some of my friends who are 6'3" and up. And I literally just got back from the gym and I got approached at the gym. And I'm gonna break down that story for you guys, but here's the thing you gotta understand about this. Do women approach me every single time I go out? No, right? And even if you're tall, you can't just expect women to gravitate towards you because most women just won't do that, right? At a rare occasion, they might, right? They might if you're that guy, if you do it for her. But whether you're 6'8" or 5'8", it just doesn't happen all the time. And if you take a look at Mr. King 6'8", there's multiple aspects about why women actually approach him. Number one, most women actually know who he is. Number two, obviously he's freakishly tall. Number three, he's jacked. Number four, he has sex appeal. Number five, he literally has a camera crew following him around, right? Which signifies status. So, of course, women are gonna come up to him. But don't expect that if you're just some regular guy just because you're tall, that women will come up to you. And I have a friend who's literally like, I think he's about 7 foot tall, right? Now he's not the most handsome guy, but he's 7 foot tall. For all of you guys who are obsessed with height, this guy is 7 foot, right? And he has this big ass dog with him all the time. And he obviously has greater dating results, but women don't just come up to him and approach him just like that. You understand? He still has to put in some work. And so here's the thing. As someone who's 5'8" and I have a dating life better than majority of men my age, majority of men older than me, right? And here's what I can say about this, right? Some of my friends taller than me and they still can't attract the quality of women that they want. And whenever we go out, I get the most attention. But why is that? I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do if you want women to approach you. Now, first thing, like I just said, you got to understand that women just won't approach you every single time you're out, right? It doesn't happen to me every single time I'm out, but on some occasions it does happen, like today, right? So I was at the gym, right? And mind you, I'm in the worst shape that I've been in all year, right? I'm coming off, well, I'm dealing with a shoulder injury right now. And so I haven't been able to hit any sort of push workouts, any sort of back workouts for the past 2 months, right? I've literally only been doing biceps, triceps, and legs. That's it, right? And abs. But I'm not nowhere near in my best shape. And so I'm at the gym today. I was just locked in. I had a long sleeve black compression tee on and I'm hitting arms, right? Doing some bicep curls, doing some traps, everything cool. And I was just locked in. And in my gym, there's like this turf, right? So I'm on the turf, working out, locked in, listening to my music. And when I tell you 5 to 6 different baddies pull up in my vicinity and like the entire turf was open, right? They came on my side, working out right next to me, straight up like that. Now, this isn't a approach, but this is a choosing signal because they're seeing me and they just go into my vicinity, right? So that's a signal for you guys. If you are somewhere and you see that, oh, the shorty, she was just across the entire room and all of a sudden she's right next to you, right? Like a little too close maybe. That's a good sign that a woman may be attracted to you. And another thing is that once you have one or two women that do this, other women see that, and it's like, it's just their animalistic nature to go follow that, right? To go see, oh, why are all these women around this guy? Let me go see what's up. And this is a big reason why King 6'8" gets the type of attention he does. Because all it really takes is one or two women to give him some sort of attention. And then other women are going to see, oh, who is this guy? Like he's tall, he got women coming up to him, he has cameras following him around. So obviously they get curious. Like you're a man and you would get curious about that, wouldn't you? But women get curious on a different level, right? They become attracted to what other women are attracted to. It's called pre-selection. So if you can show some sort of pre-selection, whether you're with, you know, women catch you talking to other girls, this is a great way of actually having women approach you because they see that other women are interested in you. But I'm working out, right? Shorty's all around me. And this one girl literally comes up, like I'm on the bench right here and I'm on the turf. Shorty comes in like literally 2 feet away, the most random spot, and picks the spot to like stretch and do ab workouts. And she was facing this way towards me, looking at me, even though like there wasn't no mirror behind me. There was a glass, but it was a window, right? It was no mirror. And so like, when you're working out, you check the mirror, you check up your form. But she was looking straight at me, doing like yoga, like some weird ab workouts. And it was just a little weird. I was like, okay, obviously I knew she was choosing, but I didn't think too much of it. I was just locked in. You feel me? So I'm doing my workout and I finish up and she comes up into right in front of the mirror that I was working out in front of. And she's like, "Oh, are you using this spot?" And I'm like, I had my headphones in, so that's what I assumed she said. I was like, "Nah." I was like, "Nah, you good," right? Because I was about to leave. And then she asked me questions. I'm like, "What?" Take out my headphones, and Shorty's asking me how to roll her arms, how to get like bicep muscles. She's like, "Yeah, it's my first day in the gym today ever. I'm a dancer and I want to get like arm muscles." And I'm like, "Listen, you can just be straight up with me. Like, you don't have to use excuses. Like, you were staring at me this entire time. You don't have to use the excuse of like trying to grow your biceps, right?" And it was hilarious. So I'm like, I tell her, what makes you want tips from me? Like, out of all the guys here, like, what made you come up to me? And she's like, "Oh, come on, look at you." Just started like validating me off the jump. Like, "Oh, look at you, you're jacked and all this," right? She didn't say jacked, but she was like, "You have a lot of muscle." And I'm like, "Okay, I appreciate it." And most guys would hear this and they would see that they would literally start giving the woman tips on how to grow their biceps. But I was just like playing with the bait, basically, just like playing around with her. Like I was showing her a few workouts, and Shorty just started doing some weird movements. I don't know, but I had to ask her what age she was because the way she was acting was like very childish. But nah, she was 24. But yeah, it was interesting to say the least. Like I'm not gonna break down how the whole convo went, but she was essentially just straight up choosing, like trying to, sometimes when women find you attractive, they play like dumb. Like they act like little kids. That's a good sign that a woman is into you. Like sometimes they will literally act like little kids. And mind you, I'm a masculine guy. Like I don't have time for games. This is why I don't like women who are like 18, 19, because a lot of times they just act like little kids. And I'm just not really into that. So I'm just trying to be direct with her, and she's like doing all these like tricks and shit, like weird shit. She was like, "Oh, I'm a dancer." Like she was like, "Yeah, I could teach you some moves. I'm gonna be in the studio after this. You should come visit me." Like not come visit me. She was like, "You should come in the studio. Let's dance." And I'm like, I was like, "Yeah, maybe." Right? I just played it all off, but here's the thing, like, there's obviously other guys in my gym that she could have went up to, and she still came up to me, right? Not only did she come up to me, but all the other shorties in my section while I was working out were choosing, and I'm only 5'8", right? So how do you actually put yourself in a position where women approach you, right? Even if you're short. You understand? So number one is, yes, you have to be attractive. Like you're not just gonna be a regular looking guy and women are just gonna come up to you. Like that's not gonna happen, right? And I wouldn't say I'm a model, right? I'm not a model, but I have decent looks. Especially right now, I just trimmed up my beard, like I'm looking fresh. I was looking good, right? So, number one, yes, you have to be in great shape, okay? Great shape. Even though I'm nowhere near in my best shape right now, and I had like a compression tee, blocking off my muscles. I wasn't wearing no stringer, nothing. She's still seen that. Like she's still seeing it on me. She's still seeing the muscle. She still saw my masculine energy as I was working out. She saw that, oh, all these girls are staring at him and he's just focused on his workout. He's not giving them the time of day. And she went after what she wanted. Simple as that. You understand? So that's very important. You understand? Getting in great shape, working on your looks, finding a hairstyle that works best for you, right? So many guys, I remember my old friend group, guys would tell me to cut my hair, right? Max, cut your hair. Why do you want long hair? Bro, literally, my long hair is a cheat code. Every woman I'm with loves the long hair, right? Do you know how much, do you know how many women this long hair got me? And it's not for everybody, but it fits my face. You understand? It makes me look good. So don't listen to what other guys have to say. Don't listen to what guys have to say. Guys who literally never felt the touch of a woman in their life, living in their mom's basement, right? Typing away on the computer while having like fucking Cheeto fingers, right? Don't listen to what they gotta say about attraction because I'm telling you right now, these guys are not attractive. You understand? They're just some weird, lonely losers on incel forums telling you that, oh, your maxilla is off by 42 degrees. You understand? Oh, yeah, you have upper eyelid exposure. Like, come on, bro. Stop listening to men who don't have any sort of experience with women tell you about looks, right? If you're gonna listen to someone about looks, listen to experience, right? Experience is always the best teacher. And listen to guys who've actually done what you're trying to do. And I'm telling you right now, you may have to grow your hair out or you may have to cut it, right? Just find a hairstyle that works best for you. You understand? Don't listen to what your friends say. Don't listen to what your sister says. Just experiment and see the reactions that you get, right? Do you get more women with the long hair? Do you get more signals with the shorter hair, right? It may differ. So experiment with your looks. And once you got the physique, once you got the hairstyle, you want to make sure you're grooming it. So always getting fresh cuts every 2 weeks. I get my cuts every 2 weeks, but this always just keeps you looking fresh, right? And not to say that you can't get choosing signals, you can't get attraction when you're looking rough, right? You definitely can. In fact, I actually think that I get the most signals when I'm looking rough, right? But when I'm looking rough, I'm still looking good. That's the difference. Like I'm not looking homeless. I'm just looking like my beard may not be perfectly lined up. I may have not gotten a haircut in like 2 weeks. You understand? I may just be wearing a plain t-shirt, right? Or a hoodie. But I'm still gonna get signals because it looks less try hard, right? But still, you want to be fresh and you want to learn how to actually groom yourself. Like this beard, I trimmed it up myself, right? I trimmed it, I lined it up. Easy. You understand? Every few days, just line it up. Always look my best. You understand? Just simple grooming, guys. Simple grooming. You don't need to get some sort of surgery. A lot of your attraction problems will go away if you just lose excess body fat. Get your jawline popping, right? Maybe grow out some facial hair, right? Pick a hairstyle that works best for you. Get a skincare routine, clear up your skin. Boom. You're gonna look better than the majority of guys because majority of guys don't even do that. You understand? So that's just the first step. But I'm not gonna act like, oh, just being in great shape and being good looking is gonna get women to approach you because honestly, it's not. Like just that is usually not enough. The second thing that you want to make sure you have is something I call situational status. So, what is situational status? You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to have a million followers. You don't have to have like some sort of social presence. You understand? But what you could be is something I call a local celebrity. So, for example, when I'm in the gym, right, I know basically everybody in the gym. I got my boys coming up to me saying, "What's up?" Right? I know the workers there, I know the staff. And so this gives me situational status, right? Because not only am I jacked, so I look competent in the environment that I'm in. I look competent because I'm jacked, and everybody knows me and says what's up to me. So this shows that I have some sort of social proof. People want to be around me. People enjoy, spending time with me, right? Men and women. You understand? If no guys like fuck with you, well then good luck, right? You need to have good relationships with the people at the places that you frequent, right? This goes for the gym. This goes for at work. This goes for school. This goes for even like the cafe, right? Your local cafe. I don't care if it's your local cafe. You gotta know the workers there, right? The barista's name. You gotta know the staff. You gotta know the people that frequent the spot. Because guess what? Next time you go, you're already looking good. And then boom, the barista knows your name. They know your favorite order, right? The people there at the cafe know you. And there may be a shorty who sees, okay, this handsome guy just walked in, and everyone in the spot seems to like him. Everyone at the spot seems to know his name and know who he is. Wow, I want to get to know who he is. Why am I the only person who doesn't know who this guy is? And so they get curious. I'm telling you guys, this shit is a hack. Like, easy way to increase your situational status is to, number one, you want to go to the same spots frequently. So if it's a cafe, pick one cafe, keep going to that same spot, right? Build relationships with the people there. If you're going to some sort of clothing store, go to that same clothing store and build relationships with people there. If you're going to the gym, go to one gym consistently, build relationships with people there. Because if you're just in and out of like different locations all the time, you just don't have enough time there to really increase relationships, essentially, right? Sure, you go from spot to spot, you're gonna look more mysterious, and that's a different game of its own. But if we're talking about situational status, that's built off of relationships. That's built off people knowing who you are, people liking you and trusting you. And that's the signal, basically. So number one is make sure to frequent different locations. Number two is get to know people's names. Guys, I'm straight up when I tell you guys this. I literally have in my notes app, I have a list of names for different spots that I go to, cafes, gyms, right? Just different spots that I frequent. I have names of the workers there. I have names of people that I frequent, right? I know too many people in the gym, guys. Like, and I remember most of their names because I write it down. So every time you meet someone new, you want to write down their name, okay? And then you want to write down like something you notice about them, something that's gonna keep you remembering them, essentially, right? Just a quick sentence about who they are, right? So you could look back and then you remember it. Next time you see them, you're gonna say their name, right? They're gonna be like, damn, this person remembered my name. They're gonna remember your name. And boom. Like this is simple like social skills, guys. Like how to win friends, influence people. Great book. Read that, right? But obviously, sometimes you go to places you forget people's names. So this is a real good hack, right? Now, I don't write down every single person that I meet for the simple fact that it just would be too much. I write down the people who I wouldn't mind building some sort of relationship with, or I wouldn't mind like, saying what's up to. If it's someone who I really see no value in even communicating with them, they just gave me their name, I'm not gonna write it down, like I'm not gonna try to remember it. Right? If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't care. You understand? But especially when you're new to a place, like the gym, like a school, like a new job, you want to write down people's names, right? Next time you're there, call them by their name, right? This is going to make you stand out. This is going to make people like you and trust you, okay? Number three is if you are, let's say, at a cafe or a store, you want to tip well, right? Like every time I go for coffee, and this is doesn't just have to do with like status. This is just like something I do to be in abundance. But I tip, right? Most people don't tip for something as simple as coffee, but I tip, right? If I'm going to a restaurant, if I'm going to a food spot that I know I'm going to be back at, that I know I may potentially bring a date to, well, then I'm going to tip even better because people will remember you as the guy who left a good tip. And next time you're there, they're gonna call you by your name, they're gonna give you better service, and it's gonna give you better status, right? So you become a literal local celebrity, right? Let's say you take a shorty out to a spot, right, to eat, a spot that you frequent by yourself. You pull up to the spot, the waiters know your name, the waiters already got the table ready for you. You're the first one that they give the order to, right? They're super kind to you, they're very respectful, right? They give you the best type of service, and it's because you already established status over there, right? You tipped them well last time, you always come there, you remember the staff's name, and you're respectful to them, right? Which is very important. You want to, be respectful to the staffs of places, be respectful to people in general. This is gonna make you literally look like a local celebrity. She's gonna be like, damn, they're doing all this for this guy that I just met. Like, that's gonna put you in way, like, that's gonna make you way more attracted to her. But not only to women that you may take out, this is gonna make you more attracted to women that just may be in the spot. They're gonna be like, who's this guy getting special treatment? Like, he just came in. Why is everyone giving him special treatment? Right? I don't think he's a celebrity. He doesn't have a million followers. Let me go approach him and see what he's about. Let me see why everyone's so nice to him. Let me see why everyone's like likes him so much. I'm telling you guys, this is the game. This is the game, right? You don't have to be 6'8". You don't have to have a million followers. You don't have to be social media famous. You don't have to be an actor. You don't have to be a famous rapper. You just need to build situational status and be attractive, right? Once again, this obviously isn't going to work every single time, but this will increase your chances of getting approached by women a lot more, a lot more. Simple as that, right? And when I say approached by women, don't think that like you guys see all these like King 6A videos, like, or all these like TikTok videos. Don't think that a woman approaching you is her straight up complimenting you, right? Her like straight up like looking up at you and drooling over you. Like, don't get me wrong, there have been a few times in my life where that did happen, where women would literally like, you would be walking like in a parade or something, like festivals. I remember a few times I was at like a festival, right? Italian parade. Women would literally like brush up on your arm, like touch your shoulder and shit, like damn near harass you because they're attracted. But this is the like anomaly. You understand? This literally does not happen that much, right? It's gonna happen more once you have the physique, right? That's why the physique is so important because it unlocks their primal desire. But most of the time when I say they're gonna approach you, it's gonna be they're gonna basically open up the conversation somehow. So like the shorty in the gym, obviously she didn't wasn't like, oh my god, you have such big muscles, like can you help me out with my workout? She didn't say that, but she was like, she reached out to me out of all people, right? She put herself in my vicinity and she asked me to help her out with her workout and teach her exercises, like shook my hand, everything. You feel me? Complimented me. That's her approaching me, right? Most women, especially if they're feminine, they're not just gonna be so direct, right? Women who are too direct, that's kind of like a red flag. That just means that they're either very promiscuous or they're masculine, right? Because being direct is masculine in of itself, right? So they're either promiscuous or in their masculine energy. And either way, that's not a type of woman you really want to take serious. A woman who is more feminine, they're going to be a little more soft. They're going to be very discreet about it, right? They may still open the conversation if they find you attractive, but they're gonna do a lot more subtly, right? So just because she didn't like get down on her knees and start, worshiping you does not mean that she didn't approach you. She did. And maybe some of you guys are getting approached way more often than you think. You just can't recognize these signals, right? You can't recognize the fact that, that girl that was asking you for advice at the gym, she was actually interested in you, right? Or that girl who asked you what you were drinking and then started asking you questions about your life, she was actually flirting with you, right? A lot of times we get these sort of signals more often than we think, and we just brush them off because we're so locked in. Even today at the gym, I was locked in on my workout. I wasn't really trying to like engage, with any woman. Like I was just focused on doing my shit and then making this video. And it's funny because I was gonna make this video topic regardless. And then the situation at the gym happened and I was like, yeah, I gotta make this video. Like it was perfect timing. You feel me? So that's just what it is. Get in shape, build situational status. You will have way more women approach you, even if you're not a fucking NBA player height. You feel me? Right? Once again, I'm only 5'8". You feel me? And I'm not a model. So if you guys want to actually have help by me, guiding you every step of the way, helping you get into the best shape of your life, increasing that sex appeal, working on your looks, improving your hairstyle, helping you find a hairstyle, helping you find a style that fits you, that makes you your most attractive self, so you can have a dating life that's on your terms, right? Women literally coming to you on autopilot, online and in person. So you don't have to like literally cold approach for 3 hours every single day. You don't have to chase these women down. You don't have to cold DM chicks. You have high interest, high attraction women coming towards you who are interested in seeing you and interested in getting to know you. If that interests you, if you're ready to take this to the next level in 2026, you're ready to become the man that deep down you know that you have the potential to be, this is exactly what I work on with my clients. So click that link in the description of this video to book a one-on-one call with me. We're just gonna get to know your situation a little bit, figure out where your dating life is at currently, where your physique is at, where we can improve, and whether or not it makes sense for us to even work together, right? Because I don't work with just anybody. I work with guys who are highly ambitious, successful, and are just ready to take this to the next level. They just need some accountability, some systems, and some guidance, right? So if that sounds like you, click that link. Let's get started, bro. Let's take this to the next level in 2026. Let's crush it, right? Make sure to check out the Instagram. I'm always posting value there. I'm always posting reels, always posting value on the stories as well. And you guys can get to know a little bit more about who I am on there. And I'll see you boys in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video valuable. Stay dangerous.